Alright, let's talk about the unsung hero of the book of Ruth. No, not Ruth. Everyone loves Ruth. Ruth is the poster child for, I'm going to follow you wherever you go, even if it means eating whatever weird food they have in Bethlehem. I'm talking about Orpah. You know, the one who made the smart choice. The one who looked at her mother-in-law, Naomi, who had literally changed her name to Mara, which means bitter, and said, "You know what? I'm good. I'm going back to my people, my gods, and a life that doesn't involve following a woman who is actively rebranding as bitter." I mean, is that not the most relatable thing you've ever heard? We all have that friend who's like, God is calling me to move to a tiny house in the middle of nowhere to start a goat farm, and you're like, that's great, but I'm going to stay here where the Wi-Fi is strong and the coffee is hot. Orpah is the patron saint of, I'm not ready for that level of commitment. But here's the thing, we judge Orpah. We do. We read that story and we're like, Ruth, good job. Orpah, you had one job. You were this close to being in the lineage of Jesus, and you bailed for a 401k and a predictable life in Moab. We treat her like the person who left the potluck before the good dessert came out. But let's be real. Naomi was a walking, talking, grief-stricken red flag, 10 years of loss, 2 dead sons, and now she's telling them, go back, the Lord's hand has gone out against me. That's not a pep talk, that's a warning label. Orpah is weeping, she's kissing Naomi, there's genuine love there, but she's also doing the math. And the math is saying, Moab, familiar, family, future husband potential. Bethlehem with bitter Naomi, TBD, high risk of famine, 0 dating prospects. Now, let's pivot. Because the tension isn't about the logistics, it's about the heart. Ruth 1-8, BSB, says, Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, go back, each of you, to your mother's house. May the Lord show you kindness, as you have shown kindness to your dead husbands and to me. See, Naomi released them. She gave them permission to choose comfort. And Orpah took it. She kissed her mother-in-law and went back. And we stop there and we say, Orpah failed. But I want to ask you, did she fail? Or did she simply choose the path that didn't require her to be uncomfortable? Because sometimes, the hardest choice isn't the one that looks the most heroic, it's the one that requires you to step out of the boat, away from the familiar, and into the absolute unknown. Orpah's choice was understandable, it was logical, it was safe, and that's the problem. We all have an Orpah moment. It's that moment when God is calling you to something new, a new job, a new ministry, a new level of vulnerability in your marriage, and the old life, the comfortable life, is right there, waving you back. It's like you're on a spiritual treadmill. You're running, you're sweating, you're doing the work, and then you look over and see the couch, and the couch is saying, hey, I'm here, I'm soft. I don't require you to change your life or your clothes. I mean, I know people who have been called to ministry for 20 years, but they're still waiting for the perfect sign, the perfect funding, the perfect weather. They're just Orpahing their way back to the couch. They're not bad people, they're just exhausted. They're choosing the path of least resistance. But here's the profound pivot. Orpah's choice, while understandable, was a choice to remain in the known. Ruth's choice was a radical act of faith, a choice to step into the unknown with the God of Naomi. Orpah chose her people and her gods. Ruth chose the God of Naomi, even before she knew what that meant for her future. That's the difference between a good choice and a God choice. So, where are you Orpahing right now? Where are you standing at the crossroads, weeping but ultimately choosing the familiar? Maybe it's a relationship you know you need to leave, but it's comfortable. Maybe it's a habit you know is holding you back, but it's easy. The truth is, the comfortable choice often leads to a life of quiet regret. The God choice, the Ruth choice, is always a step into discomfort, but it's a discomfort that leads to destiny. And let's be clear, the devil doesn't always show up with pitchforks and fire. Sometimes he shows up with a weighted blanket and a 70-inch TV and says, just chill, you've earned it. That whole radical faith thing is for people with more energy. But the Bible is clear. Ruth 1:16, BSB. But Ruth replied, "Do not urge me to leave you or turn back from following you. For wherever you go, I will go, and wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." That's the pivot. That's the moment she chose the God of the unknown over the comfort of the known. And that choice is what put her name in the greatest story ever told. Orpah's story is a mirror. It shows us the very human desire to retreat to safety, but it also sets the stage for Ruth's radical faith. Don't let your story be a footnote. Don't let your choice be the one that leads you back to what you already know. God is calling you forward, into the discomfort, into the destiny. For the next 24 hours, identify one area in your life where you are choosing the Orpah option, the comfortable, familiar path, and take one small, uncomfortable step toward the Ruth option. It doesn't have to be a goat farm, it just has to be a step of faith. Because your God is not the God of the comfortable, He is the God of the impossible, and He's waiting for you to say, "I'm not turning back." Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.